So these are all of my concealers that we are going to tackle in today's decluttering video. These are all my like true concealers, and then these are powders that are either concealer powders like this one, or that's how I use them. So these are ones that I use to set my under eye in different capacities. So I figure we'll just go through all of those together. So let's go ahead and get started with these powders. The first thing is this Bare Minerals concealer. It's in the shade Well Rested, and this is this yellowish powder. I don't want to say yellow, but it's got a kind of a yellow tint to it, and I know it looks really dark in here, but it looks amazing. I mean, it brightens the under eye like crazy. You can literally use this and no concealer at all underneath it, and it does the job on its own, which is the whole idea, but it looks even more amazing over another concealer. So I'm definitely keeping this. This was some of the best, like $18 I've ever spent in my life. Seriously amazing. This is a Laura Mercier powder. It's the universal setting powder, and it came in, I don't even know what, I want to say, I think it came in an Ipsy bag. Honestly, it was one of those like, whoa, surprise moments. And it's just a white translucent powder, and it does a really good job of setting the under eye, so I think I will keep this. And this is one of the few that genuinely like kind of masks your fine lines. I was very surprised at how well this did, so I'm definitely going to keep it. This is something I love. It's such a gem. This is the e.l.f. Eye Brightener in Buff, and it's similar to the Bare Minerals one. They're like basically the same product, so if you don't want to spend all the money on that, this is just as amazing. I love them both so much. So, and this one, you know, is like either $3 or $5, I think just $3 on e.l.f.'s website. So definitely check it out if you've been wanting the Bare Minerals one, because this is so much cheaper and it is amazing. This one, I think I'm going to pass on. This is a Tarte one, and it's hard to say bye to Tarte because I love Tarte products, but it's their Smooth Operator Finishing Powder, and a lot of people love this, and I like it as well. It's very similar to the Laura Mercier, but I don't feel like I need two, and I think I like the Laura Mercier one just a little bit better. So that is why I'm justifying keeping that one and getting rid of this one, because if I keep both, there's no point. I'm not using either one of them enough to keep two of them, so I'm definitely going to get rid of this one. These are the same thing. This is, I actually just put this in here. These are e.l.f. powders, and it's the HD, not the under eye setting powder, even though that's the jar it's in. It's just their HD powder that comes in a big one, but it's in corrective yellow, and it is such a good one. But that thing is humongous, so I just put it in one of these. This came with a different powder in it that had some sparkle in it, and I didn't really like it, so I just dumped it, and now I'm using it. So I think what I'm going to do is not get rid of this, but I'm going to pour the powder back in the original and clean this out so I can use it for other travel sized things, because I certainly don't need both, and it's the exact same powder, and this packaging makes a little more sense with it. So I'm going to keep that and sort of get rid of that. This, here we go. This is what I am the most excited to do, to go through my concealers. I love most of them, so I can't foresee myself getting rid of too many, and I work through concealers. Like, I genuinely use concealers up. So I don't foresee myself getting rid of all too many, but we'll see. The first one is this Rimmel Match Perfection. I have tried to get rid of this 1,000 times, and I always end up keeping it because I try it again and fall in love with it again. The packaging, the brush tip is great, except for it gets so messy inside, it makes me crazy. So I am gonna keep this, but I want to try and just use it up all the way. I think this blends so nicely into the skin. So I'm gonna keep it, but once it's gone, I don't know if I'll repurchase it, but maybe it is good. So definitely gonna keep that. This is one of my holy grails, the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch ones in Radiant. I love it, definitely keeping. Okay, so I have two of these MAC ones. I have in NC15 and NC20. NC20 is way too dark. Can you guys see the difference? And NC20 is the one I bought originally, and it's so dark. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm gonna keep the NC15 and pass on the NC20, even though it breaks my heart. So goodbye that one. It's really hard to say goodbye. Hello, this one. Okay. All right, Jess, move on. This is another holy grail, the Instant Age Rewind. Again, it's in like a pinkish brightener shade. I love it. I've bought this like 3 times. I've bought this one 3 times as well. I love both of these, so I'm definitely keeping them. I will certainly use them up. because I do every single time. This is the Hard Candy Glamouflage, and this is one that I talk about a lot because it's absolutely amazing. I have it in light. I think they might sell ultralight now. I might have made that up in my head, but it is such a good concealer. I know it's got mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. But for days that I'm like, oh my gosh, like my skin is a mess, I need heavy duty something, this is usually my go-to because it really is amazing. I mean, people have tried, well, people have used it to cover up tattoos, and from what I've heard, it works pretty well. I don't know, I don't have tattoos, and I'm not trying to cover them up if I did, so, but it's great. So I'm definitely keeping this, and you really can't beat the price for something this amazing. This is my Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer, and Mary over at A Love Tart, if you watch her videos on YouTube, I love her, and I've watched her for years. And she always raves about this, and so I bought it when it was on Haute Look at some point, and it was a really good deal. And this is amazing because it's so creamy, and when I put it on my eyes, it just feels like, it literally feels like medicine for my under eyes. I feel like all day my under eyes feel moisturized. It's the weirdest thing. I've never experienced it with another concealer, and it is a treatment concealer, so I guess that makes sense, but I love this stuff. If you ever see it on Haute Look, pick one up because it is amazing. Now, I do have to set this with some sort of powder of some kind because it's so moisturizing that it kind of settles into lines, but if you set it with a powder in those areas, then you're going to be good to go. You're going to love this, so I'm definitely keeping that. This is the Fit Me concealer that I've been trying out and reviewing and seeing how I like. Definitely going to keep this. I do like it so far. A lot of people, however, compare it to the NARS what is it called? Radiant Creamy Concealer. I don't understand that because I don't think they're that similar at all. I really don't. So, and I think this is the lightest shade. I have it in 10 light. And let me know if there's a lighter shade of this out, because this is still pretty dark compared to this one. And the shade I have in NARS is vanilla, and it's not even the lightest shade they sell. So I do feel like Maybelline needs to come out with maybe at least one lighter shade. But I like both of them. I'm keeping both of them. So there's that. This is the Magic Lumi by L'Oreal. Here's what kills me about this. I wanted to love this as much as I love my Maybelline one because this is the prettiest packaging. I mean, you can't get prettier than that. And it's got the brush applicator, but I just don't love this. I don't think it's a bad concealer by any means, but I just feel like this one blends more seamlessly into the skin that there's no point in me keeping this, even though it kills me because it is so pretty, but I'm never using it. Okay, this is the Benefit Erase Paste, and this is just amazing. This is one that I let my mom use for a while when she had got a black eye from falling. It's a long story, my poor mama. And that was a while ago. That was like a year or two ago. But she used this to help cover up, and it did such an amazing job of covering that up. So it's in number 1 Fair, and it's just kind of this, I'm going to swatch it for you guys because it's such an interesting, it feels almost like putty. And it's like this, again, kind of salmon colored concealer, and it's very emollient, like greasy and moisturizing, but at the same time crazy high coverage. It's such an anomaly. Like, I don't even understand it, but it really is amazing. I think this product comes with like a little spatula type thing, but I'm sure I threw that away a long time ago. I've had it for quite a while, but love this stuff. I think it's amazing. The next thing in here is this Tarina Tarantino concealer. Well, it's like a brightener stick. It's an Dream Hyperlight. And I don't remember if this is something I bought on Haute Look or if it came in a subscription box, but this is like a pinkish toned, I guess concealer. It's more like a brightener, whatever. But I just don't ever use it. And when I have, it's good, but I don't love it. So I've got enough that I don't feel the need to keep this. Although again, I've been keeping it because of the packaging. It's so cute. So I've got to stop being so silly like that and just pass it on. Get rid of it, Jess. Okay. This is just something, it's like a little travel, jar or whatever, but I use the lid. I put my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in it because the pump pumps out way too much. So knowing that, I'll pump it into here and use it for a few days, but this needs to be cleaned out clearly. So I'm gonna put it to the side to clean out and yeah, because it's gross. This is the e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer Palette in Light, and it's a pretty good palette, you guys. I've got to admit, I thought for sure it'd be really drying, because you guys know I love e.l.f., but at the same time, some of their products are duds, and I thought, oh my gosh, just looking, these are unswatched, just looking at those, wouldn't you think like, no way that's gonna be good. These are so creamy. And this is what I use a lot, not necessarily on my under eye, but when I need to conceal something on my face. So if I've got a breakout or just some redness, sometimes I burn my face with my curling wand. So if I burn my face with my curling wand, I will usually use one of these two shades just to cover that area, because it gives enough coverage to cover it, but it also isn't super thick like this is, so it's not super duper obvious. So I do like this for that reason, so I am going to keep it. This came in a subscription box. This is the Coastal Scents Eclipse palette, and it's got 15 concealer shades. Now this is such a cool product, but I never use it, and I just got it, I know, but I've, you know, swatched a few, I've tried it a few times. I've used this for cream oh, see, that's true, I use that for cream bronzer. I've used these shades to contour with, actually, and it actually did a really nice job, so now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't get rid of it. But I don't do that often enough to keep this. I might just go and get some sort of cream contour stick or something instead of keeping this, because, you know, if I wanted to travel with a cream contour, I'm not gonna bring this whole palette. So I think I might pass this on now and just keep my eyes peeled for like a drugstore. I know you can get like darker concealer sticks, like L'Oreal has one. I could get it in a darker shade and that would work for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on while it's still pretty new, while someone might love it. Okay, so here's the result of this declutter. These are what I'm keeping, and this is what I'm getting rid of. You know, I probably could have gotten rid of more, but a lot of these, this one, and this one are almost completely used up. So those will be, 3 of them will be gone very shortly from my collection. The rest of them I use for different reasons, or they're brand new and I'm still trying out, like the Fit Me one. So I don't feel bad for what I'm keeping here, because I genuinely love and use all of the ones that are in front of me. Now over here, I'm proud of myself, because this MAC one I thought I would never get rid of, because I was making excuses in my head like, well, you know, maybe I'll use it if I ever get really tan. I'm like, no, because my under eye, I'm not going to want to look that dark anyway. So, and same with these, like with packaging, I'm like, I don't want to get rid of those. They're so cute and they look so pretty in my collection. But it's dumb. It is so dumb of me to try and keep things like that, because yeah, they're pretty, and you know, if I wanted to, I could, and it's no big deal. It really is no big deal, but I know that someone else would love these, and they're just sitting there, and eventually they'll go bad, and then I'll have to toss them anyway. So, and same with this and this. So even though these, especially these 3, are high-end brands, I'm proud of myself for just saying goodbye to them if I'm not using them. Hopefully this declutter video inspired you to declutter your own collection. Definitely check out my entire declutter playlist. I can link it below if you're interested. I've done a ton of these so far, and I'm continuing to do the rest of my collection. If you have decluttered your collection, please leave a link below, because I love watching these videos. I swear to you, I am addicted to them because they inspire me too. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.